This was Iran in the 70s. They look like they're from Wisconsin. That was before the Iranian Revolution.
Oh my god, oh my fucking god. The cliches keep fucking layering and layering. Okay, let's watch some Noah Samsen.
You've now entered the Noah
Friend of the
Samsen.
show, Noah Samsen. If you're not a subscriber, please become a subscriber. Noah Samsen is pretty based. He's very handsome. The only man in the United States with a schlong bigger than Joe Biden's, okay?
YouTube channel, which means you are now Noah Samsen YouTube video maxing, which is when you watch my videos.
I love Noah Samsen maxing, bro. I love Noah Samsen maxing. You know this bro is a gooner, but like a very healthy gooner, you know?
My favorite subject in school was math, and my other favorite subject in school was Ho, which is why my favorite YouTube channel online that I found is called Ho Math. I haven't watched it yet, but I'm assuming it's my favorite because it combines the best of both worlds of my favorite things.
I'll drink some coffee and cause myself diarrhea after having eaten a lot of chips and drank American beer. This is a horrible idea, but support me in this great cause of perpetual self-annihilation, chat. If you really want to support me in this perpetual self-annihilation, you consider becoming a sub for $5 a month for free through Prime instead of watching the ad that is going to play in 3 minutes and 30 seconds. Either become one or donate one to those less privileged than you. God bless, God bless, God bless. Let's get some fucking caffeine in this body.
Why is promiscuity bad? The answer is kind of complicated.
Alright, sounds like this guy's got it figured out. Let's hear what he has to say.
Holy shit, I've been talking about it forever, brothers. The new fascist pitch. It's not the Jews, it's not the blacks, it's not immigration. It's the women having old sexes. No, 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 society falls if the women get some dick. We cannot allow the women to get any dick except mine. Only my cock, only my dick, only my dick, only my dick. What's gonna be the new swastika, chat? Like just a big dick? No, it's gonna be a tiny dick because any of these fuckers sure as hell aren't hung. My dude made this. This is not a red flag. This is a fucking radioactive Chernobyl flag, my dude. Oh, man. Unironically, again, when capitalism is in crisis and you want to pitch an enemy can be absolutely anything. And I can't believe that it took them so long to pitch the perfect enemy, which is the woman, okay? That the woman is just like, mwah, mwah, bonbon, bonbon. And the argument is like, why? Because they are having the sexes with everybody except us. That is why society is truly collapsing.
I put together this map. It's originally created by Ken Wilber. This is just my easy to read.
Easy to read. Very human design.
I'm glad he did that because it is easy to read. How did Sir feels from the China? Yeah, I got it. Yeah, good. I can't lie. I like this guy's format. I like the narration and the pencil. And the drawings. I think it's fun. As far as the ideas themselves, you know, TBD.
How people's minds develop individually from birth until wherever you stop, how that affects the development of society and culture. And over here, there's this little grid that shows the individual mind and culture and individual behavior and society.
He's going to connect it to sucking and fucking, I'm assuming, and I'm excited for that.
Society, which we depend on for everything we have,
Contemplating life choices, Hugo X said just broke, yeah.
is falling apart very quickly, due in large part to acceptance of promiscuous behavior. Here's a bunch of little heartbreaks.
Jumping around a bit there, you know, there's a city, and then we need everyone to be dating and good at dating and happy and married, and if not, city destroyed, city turned to poo-poo doo-doo. Is that how that works? Are there any other factors as to the stability of society? I don't know what dap 'em up means. If that's referring to dapping up like that, then I'm a slut because I love my friends.
If we remain unable to understand each other, we tend to do what we want instead of thinking about what's right.
What is senses see here man bad? Project fear onto man. He's making me feel this. Control spirits. What can I do about this situation? Ladies, is this what happens when you see man bad on, I think that's supposed to be a phone. Is this what happens? I'm not that smart of a guy. I don't know all this philosophy shit. If someone could help me understand what's going on here, let me know.
This can't be real, man.
When people are allowed to do whatever they want, it degrades us from this stable model of courtship and relationship. stable model of courtship and relationship formation to this unstable one.
Ah, there it is. Back in the day, each boy got one girl, and now a few boys get many girl, and some boy get no girl. And this chart doesn't even track with like real world relationships. Statistically speaking, on average, most couples aren't that far apart in attractiveness. It's usually pretty similar. I think this is dating app thinking. It's like 80% guys on some of them. That means most guys below a certain level of attractiveness are not going to get as many matches. Most women are actually off those apps. If you're one of these 5 and under guys, which I think this content aims at you, it kind of grabs you by the neck and says, this is what they're doing to you. Dating apps suck shit if you don't ever get a match. Back when this model was the number one, as in, you know, certain laws made it so that you had to kind of stick with that shit. Divorce laws, women can't work, relying on the husband for the income. Times were a little different back then. Back then you could get a penny from the corner store and go on and put a down payment on a house. Now all they do is eat hot chip and lie in a studio apartment. $10,000 a week. Shit is expensive. One source of income, not gonna really cut it. Now that women be working and shit, there becomes less of a stability in a marriage that is necessitated on an exchange of resources.
Modern people believe that the world is made of individuals. It is actually made of relationships. In the same way that a pile of bricks is not a building. Once the bricks start saying, I don't want to be part of a building anymore, I want to do me, and we go from a building to a pile.
I get the metaphor, right? Real simple. Bricks, building. No bricks, no building. Is every person that's ever worked a job and contributed to society been dating a sexy hot wife or hubby?
Part of this decay is the sexual revolution.
So my boy is like 1% away from actually getting it. Just instead of individuals who accrue capital and refuse to acknowledge the fact that they were allowed to accrue capital and need to give back to society, slowly removing themselves from said society and building their own structures while letting society slowly crumble. My boy goes, and that is because women be getting the dick.
We used to be a country, and then everybody started showing their ass on TikTok. Is this person at a concert? There's people in the crowd. Those look like stage lights. Is it a strip club? I get their doodles. I like the doodles. I think they're fun. I don't know what the fuck's going on in this picture other than the lady with the red flag.
When all you have is sexism, everything starts to look like a reason women should be enslaved, yeah.
He's laying it out really thoroughly, but connecting it to promiscuity? I don't know, man. It just feels very sensationalist and like...
Feels reactionary. This is exactly what they do. Just instead of the Jew, they just have the woman. That's it. You see very real problems that society is facing, and you connect it to something that is in no way related to the problem out of which not all, but most problems society is facing actually arise from. And you either do that because you want to shift blame actively, or because you're a bad actor, or because you're just fucking stupid.
Back in the 12th century, some guy named Salahuddin Ayyubi, liberator of Jerusalem, that's probably debatable.
Everything, I mean literally everything but to blame the dominating system, the dominating structure. Yep.
Any nation without war make adultery or nudity common in the young generation. Sound familiar?
No, because America's been in war since its fucking inception.
Some OnlyFans girl goes viral for doing a silly clip. Oh, see, this is what they were talking about, man. This is what they said. And now the shit's gonna burn down very soon. Ayyubi shouldn't have put it past us that we'd still destroy society with war. Because that's, you know, who knows what's gonna happen. Could be nukes from Russia. It could be a puppy cosplay kink on your Instagram Reels timeline.
I just spoke to Rudyard Lynch of What If Alt Hist about this. Check out his channel. And he explained to me that history does not work like this. It's not, feminism was invented yesterday and now everyone's going to be happy forever.
What if old hist, of course.
There's a narrative here that all feminists are telling everyone to just go suck regardless of the consequences, but that's very much not the case. There's a lot of different feminists and a lot of different feminist schools of thought, and many have been critical of sex positivity. We just recently saw the Bumble ad campaign. In an attempt to get more women on the app, they said, hey, quit being a damn prude. There's quite a bit of feminist backlash for something like that, because that's bad, you know? Horseshoe theorying sex positivity back into pressure, cultural stigma around your own choice to abstain from sex. Alice Capel did a great video on that. You should watch that. Recently read an essay from from Farha Khalidi, Confessions of a Femcel, Why I'm a 24-Year-Old Female Virgin. It's a great article, and it's one of many critiques of the idea that everything about hookup culture is great and empowering and it's all good, which is the characterization Homath is applying to feminists and the sexual revolution. And it's a reduction. It's not actually true. Another example of this is the 4B movement happening in South Korea. Maybe you've heard about this. Just watch a great video from friend of the show, Elliot Sang, about this. You might have missed that conversation, and if you did, I'd like to talk about today's sponsor, which can help with that, which is Ground News. Subscribe through my link for 40% off, unlimited access, or scan this QR code.
This was Iran in the 70s, and so was this. They look like they're from Wisconsin. That was before the Iranian Revolution. And let's not forget
Oh my God, oh my God, oh my fucking God. The cliches keep fucking layering and layering.
Afghanistan then and now.
Wait, okay, so Iran was under feminine control because of the restrictions loosened on dress. Feminine control.
No class, never look at class, absolutely never class. Class, no, we do not talk about class. Now we talk about different levels of executive control of particular states by woman versus man.
Wasn't there other shit going on in Iran aside from that? Yeah,
Seeing these charts is good for bowel movement, Hugo, right?
there was other stuff going on.
This lie that the more feminist things get, the happier everyone's going to be.
Whoever said that? What is things getting more feminist? What is that?
Feminism was never about happy maxing. It was about choice maxing. It was about agency maxing.
Yes, but he would still be against that because he believes that when women are given more choice, women suck more Chad's dick instead of his dick, and therefore that is much worse. How good society is exclusively based on how many people want to give me, specifically me, the chart man, how many people want to suck on my knob, me, specifically me.
Choosing who you date, not having an arranged marriage, not being sold off. I'm sure that made some people unhappy, marital rapists, things like that. Probably not overjoyed to be imprisoned for doing a heinous crime that you thought it was okay to do and that the law said it was okay to do. But that's just sort of a consequence of the world changing, you know?
Hyper-feminization causes its own problems, and the reaction might not be fun.
This is some
Okay, what problems?
real sinister shit right here. You see that? He's thrown in the clip of the Not People ghost paper being put over the Sub 5 guys. He's calling on them right now. He's saying, this is what they took from you. Your bride, your wife. You could have had it.
As women become liberated from men, which means getting materials that men produce without having to.
Well, how the men have all the tax burden. Women absolutely do not have any tax burden. Government goes into corpo box. Men give to government. Men who are for equality, they carry the tax burden. They give to government, and then the government is like, let's give all the money to the women's. The women's are like, all I'm going to do with all the monies is gossip and shop and have latte coffee with nice French hat. Also, corporation also give money to women. Corporation, also known as we exploit workers to give money to women organization. All society all just wants to give women more of freedom. And so women no longer want to give back to society because now woman has many of the freedoms. Because everybody gives the money to the women's.
Which means getting materials that men produce without having to marry them.
Okay.
Yeah, and that is good. But not only men produce, but they themselves produce as well. That is the whole point. And that is the main criticism of masculinity as a concept in itself. I talked about this like 3 years ago. The crisis of masculinity explained very easily through the lenses of a few pretty decent philosophers. And the crux of it is that masculinity has always defined itself in its relation to women. What it means to be a man has always been inextricably linked to how they interact with women and how they want to be perceived by women. And the latest redefinition, because we've always changed it based on the material realities on the ground, which created different cultures and therefore created different relationships between men and women. The latest definition of masculinity started pretty much by the nuclear family is you are more of a man if you can provide more for women. Ooga booga. Okay, decent, nice, good for you. Nothing necessarily wrong with that. But as society progressed to an extent, depends on the perspective, women can now afford to take care of themselves. The idea that you immediately get a woman because you provide for her is being questioned. And women, at the point at which they can provide for themselves, are asking the question, what else are you bringing to the table? Before, I would have dated you because, well, nobody wants to give me a job as a woman, so I have to adapt to the society in which I exist. And you define how good of a man you are based on how much you could provide for your woman and child and so on. But this dichotomy has now changed, and women can provide for themselves. And then the definition of what masculinity is needs to adapt to that and change to that as well. So what else can you bring to the table except quite little money, which you, by the way, also cannot make because late-stage capitalism not allowing you to have a house or a car that is not bank-owned in the best use case. Get a personality or something. I don't fucking know. Adapt and change your very definition of masculinity as it has adapted and changed throughout history based on, the material reality on the ground. Let's say that we ban women. Women cannot work or vote. That's it. Still, in this system, you will not be able to feed and house her. You can barely feed and house yourself. You made a whole YouTube channel with fucking brackets about as a woman, okay? You ain't got the dough. You would still not be able to return to that original definition of masculinity and the male-dominated world because you don't have the fucking capital. And what is this insane, like, this feels like these guys masturbate to their own mothers. I swear to God. They're so obsessed over just recreating the relationship that their parents used to have. By the way, relationships that are, in the West, like at 60%, 50% divorce rates. Why? You probably didn't even like your parents' relationship. 99% of people don't. And you want to replicate it because you do not have the mental capacity to question it? Fucking adapt to the times, goddammit. You Gopnik, it seems these nut jobs look at the past with some thick rose-colored glasses. They're so obsessed about the past and think everything was so stable. Here, farm my land and go to war if you think you're so manly. Yeah, exactly. But like, if you want to expand that to a more systematic analysis, that's always what the reactionaries do. Communists come and say, yo, things aren't as stable as before because of the falling rate of profit, because of capitalist hyper-exploitation, because those who have money get even more money and then they literally monopolize bigger and bigger parts of the world. They use the advancement of technology to get you out of a job instead of allowing for your job to be easier so that you can have more free time for that very same family that they pretend they are protecting, etc., etc. They don't want to look at that as the real cause of why everything is constantly getting shittier, and they want to find something else. And they find something else in different groups of people. The cliche was always ethnicity-based, religion-based, or conspiracy-based. I mean, it's always conspiracy-based, but you get my point. Now the woman is the perfect example because there are so many dudes that are just completely lost, especially in the West, because there's no fucking decent parenting. There is a hyper expectation that was given to them by those very same parents about what they can get from the world if they do everything right. You do everything right, you're still poor as shit. And then you have two paths. You either get class consciousness and you understand that it's your boss who's ripping you off, or you go out the other path. And you're like, oh, I'm unhappy because I'm not getting enough putang. Why am I not getting enough putang? Oh, it must not be me. It's feminism, affirmative action for the blacks, lack of religiosity. Like, we call it lack of class consciousness, but you don't have to use nerd terminology like that. Just being stupid, just dumb, blaming all wrong things. It's not only wrong, it's insanely unhealthy. And that is how fascists rise. They pile up and they feed on man's ignorance. There's no bliss in ignorance. There is none. This is what ignorance looks like. They're fucking sad. They're terrified. They're scared. They're looking for answers and they're not finding them. Ignorance is just constant darkness, like just sitting in a cave. At this point, you don't even see the shadows and shit. You're in Plato's cave. You look right to you, and it's a woman. You look left to you, it's some dude with a bit more melanin. And you're like, why the fuck are we in the cave? And then you either start stabbing the one on the left or on the right, because it's the only thing you can see. The small, insignificant differences between man and his surrounding, not the way he relates to the actual cave walls. Being the devil's advocate, the one common denominator of reactionaries is they always target people they perceive as weaker than them because unconsciously they feel powerless to punch up in the... But no. Yes, but no. They always do the double tap. cliche, but let's use Nazis. Nazis always perceived the Slav, the Jew, the Roma, etc., as always weak and pathetic and barbaric, but also incredibly powerful. That's what comes with an unhinged worldview that makes no sense. That's the point of why why the word idiotic needs to be applied. Because they need to be perceived as weak so that you can rally people against crushing them. The woman needs to be perceived as, yeah, right now she's super powerful, but that's because we up with how we set up society. But if we change society, we can come up. They're both too powerful because they're denying you sex, but they're also weak because they're the weaker sex, and who are they to choose who they I'm supposed to choose who they fuck. Israel does the same, saying they are strong and will easily win, while also saying everyone is Hamas. Yeah, this has been written millennia ago. It's self-reproduces. Is it willing ignorance, though? There was a conscious defunding of education in the past decade, which turned into reactionary indoctrination in addition to politicians legitimizing stupidity. Yes, sure, there can be conscious defunding and a conscious push towards it, but in a system that always has to go through points of crisis, like I'm not saying that there wasn't any conscious push towards making people dumber and dumber and dumber and therefore more and more reactionary. But even if there wasn't, that is what eventually happens, because these systems go through constant moments of crises. In these crises, people have to come and explain away why they are happening. And reactionaries explain it the way this guy is explaining it, while class-conscious analysts explain it in a different way, as we're doing here in this show. That is the very key to understanding the basic Marxist premise that underlines the reason why, to an extent, revolution of any sort must enter a society when the class dichotomy can no longer be addressed. And it either goes into socialism or barbarism.
Why is the money going into the corporation and being given to her? There's no tax burden. Are you saying women don't pay taxes? What the fuck does this mean? The IRS did just start a new tax bracket. It's girl taxes.
You are born women. Women no pay tax. Man be working and be paying tax. Woman just be shopping. Government-funded shopping dropped, okay?
Women experience a greater ability to choose, and they no longer have to settle for someone who is exactly on her level. Women become more free to pursue somebody who...
But what is level? What is level? What is the 1 to 10? Where here does this personal taste apply? Where here does personality apply? Why, again... The one thing that you always need to remember, that is the key, the absolute key of fascist mentality, the obsession with hierarchy, that the Homo sapiens species we belong to innately and fully, naturally, always has to classify itself as better and worse than somebody else. Always. And that also apparently applies to the fucking dating world. Why is the woman that is a 10 just only exclusively dating the 10 guy, but he also fucks other people? What, like women who are 10s don't experiment a bit before dedicating themselves to a full-time relationship?
Women can choose now, and they're choosing, according to you, these guys that are breaking their heart over and over, these chads, and then they're getting sad, and then they're never dating. So did you restrict the choice? Say, well, I know better, actually, I know what will make you happy, and that's dating me. You're taking a shower without me?
And also women bad because they date the chads that dump them, so they stop dating. So, quote-unquote, normal guys can no longer get a girl, but when guys who also get heartbroken and then don't date, they're not the problem. It's only when the woman gets heartbroken and she doesn't date that is the problem. It destroys society.
This matches the results we get from dating apps. Women seem not to be very interested.
Oh yeah, dating apps, the fucking taking intricate interhuman experiences and translating them into market logic of choosing based on the most basic aspects of what it is to be a human, which is just the aesthetic and an edgy bio quote. Let's use data from those spaces, literally the most toxic spaces, to explain away relationships between men and women. Great work. I disagree, beauty is subjective and I like women, so I'm biased, but I do think that the women in relationships are very often prettier than the guys they date. I know this is a dumb take. No, you can think that people are prettier or not. The point of being with someone is if you like them, like how they look, like how they treat you, like their personality, most importantly, like how they make you feel. there is a lot more at play than just like looks are one of the 1,500 categories of what a person cares about when choosing another person. For some, it's a very big category. For some, it's a much smaller category. Hyperfixation on this is just, it's called insecurity. I mean, generally, as a society, let's be honest here, just consider women to be like the prettier human than men. It's going to look like she's dating down aesthetically. But that's just because for some reason we've chosen to define the woman as the prettier gender or whatever.
While the ways that genders rate each other in terms of attractiveness are different, men keep it a buck, women be lying and shopping. The discrepancy is sort of counterbalanced by the fact that women are more likely to swipe on and match with men that they believe are lower in attractiveness, substantially less than men are. Women are willing to give that guy a chance.
First, there are just more men than women on the apps. Even if men and women were equally picky, women would get more attention. Second, men and women are not equally picky. Humans are mammals, and male mammals, in most genera, are typically less selective about who they mate with compared to female mammals, because the risk-to-reward ratio is lower for males than females, who, if they make a bad choice, are pregnant with that bad choice. Men are mostly, in this way, normal, boring male mammals, less choosy than their female counterparts. Third, and finally, dating apps are mostly about swiping photos, right? They're mostly about physical attractiveness. And across research, including accidentally in my own data, men generally rate women as more physically attractive than women rate men. Part of this is probably due to that last fact, right? Less risk, more reward. But part of this is just that women put more...
Women also just take more care of themselves, in large part perpetuated and pressured by society. Men are more accepted in their quote-unquote raw form. In everyday, makeup plays a role too. Yeah, makeup is the perfect example of female beauty and perceived male beauty, okay? Ain't nobody expecting us to paint our faces every fucking morning and night, okay?
So women are more selective to begin with, the apps are mostly dudes, and the game is mostly about looks, and women look better.
How much does that make up for the discrepancy? I'm not entirely sure, but leaving that out completely, you're putting your foot on the scale a little bit, I think.
People no longer form or remain in these stable and equitable relationships because there's no social or cultural pressure to do so. It takes a village. They just...
Good! Why bad? He basically said people are now choosing, they have more choice in who they choose to be in a relationship with because there's less societal pressure making them stay in the relationship. Why is increased societal pressure to stay in a relationship a good thing?
Men who are very high in demand will often sleep with women who are not very high in demand, and it just doesn't work the other way around. Like, Taylor Swift is not out here picking up guys who work at McDonald's.
You never know, though.
You never know, dude. Yeah, sorry. Pre-watched. It still happens.
There's one truth here, which is that men are more willing to go down on the looks rating in terms of for casual sex and hookups. That's another cheeky foot on the scale moment there, is that the guy who works at McDonald's, that's meant as a, oh, you're lower on the status tail. But what if he's sexy as fuck? Like Travis Kelce. That's why I made that joke, because Travis Kelce's a handsome guy. Travis, if you're watching this, I think you're a handsome guy. But that's where the idea of hypergamy, girls are always trying to go higher up.
Also, has this man ever seen like extremely poor, very good looking couples? Like, I know some people that are like down on their fucking luck, but my boy is chiseled as shit, and she carrying some fucking curve up in that motherfucker, okay? And then there's some very good looking, poor and wealthier people that interdate. And yes, including richer woman, poorer guy. It's like half of my friend list. This dude never saw the outside. Yeah. I mean, the amount of time it takes to fucking write this, I doubt he has. Obviously, you should take a lot of things into account when deciding whether you should stay in a relationship or not. The amount of time you spent with that person, the bond you've created, how they treated you back before you were absolutely nobody, if you raised your position in the hierarchy of capitalism through time, and now more people are jumping at you, while that person liked you even when you were the most based, no DLC fucking vanilla version of yourself. The question you need to ask yourself, whether you perceive relationships more as a long-term partnership of mutual support, or if you perceive relationships as a way to get as much emotional gratuity out of the current moment as possible. Like, there's no like correct answer here. There is no right way to do it, and that's the beauty. You want to find a person that has the same perspective on what they want out of a relationship. And then you click because you have the same perspective on what you want and what you can give. And that is called a healthy relationship. With the same goals, same perspectives, at least similar. It can never be same, of course. And then adapting to those and helping each other out and being there for each other, etc., etc. Do you not have parents? You don't need a YouTube guy like Noah or a Twitch guy like myself telling you this. Hotness is like 100% in the eye of the beholder. Like 100%. Should not be looking for somebody who society defines as a great partner for you. You should be looking for somebody who is great for you. Society thinks they're ugly as shit, but you works for you for some reason. Fuck yeah, go for it. Society thinks they're a fucking stupid loser, but you don't think so because you understand their life a bit better. Fucking go for it. That's why like breakups should not be taken personally, because they're arguably the healthiest thing that can happen if the relationship had no future to begin with. So you don't waste time. Just find somebody you're compatible with. Not somebody who's on the same scale as you when it comes to the perception of society. I am a 6.5. How can I date a 7.5? I must uplift myself in the marketplace of relationships. You're treating a relationship like buying a car. It's f***ing stupid. But more importantly, that will make you unhappy. My boy made a whole fucking graph about it. This is who you become, okay? Why are those men 10s, 8s, and 9s? Like adapted to the worldview you're building. So these are horrible men that treat women horribly. So in the perspective of women, these men should have a different grade. No, I know why you're not changing it. Because you're so insecure, you think job title and physical fitness is what defines your dateability. That's pure projection and pure insecurity. Because you're looking for reasons why people aren't dating you. I have a gut the size of Mount Rushmore. My woman has a ab like a six-pack. Like, she doesn't give a fuck. Because they make her laugh sometimes. A woman probably wouldn't give a fuck if, I don't know, you have a unibrow. But she will if you're fucking making graphs about the dateability of women and men destroying society because whores.
And then everything falls apart because nobody is building.
Building what?
That last one was a perfect little run, minute-long run of kind of sums up the video. I feel like these are the ones where it's hard to know if I even need to like go into like deep.
I am a 6 from the neck up and a 3 from the neck down, which makes me a 9 by my calculations. Hell yeah, brother, or sister, or envy. And probably according to some person's calculations, you are a 9, and that's the person you're supposed to find. The whole point is just find somebody who considers you a 10. I mean, it's a cliche. We're all a 10 to someone. It's a cliche, but that's it. That's the truth. If that wasn't the truth, old couples wouldn't exist, because you both eventually become a 1 from the definition that these freaks have of what makes a 1, what makes a 10, what makes a 5. People would immediately break up the second they're old. But no, obviously these guys will give me an explanation that, but when you're old and ugly, you have no other choice. Unless you're a based alpha male with many monies, then you will have the sexes with the young women's. But of course, they're not going to talk about that like as a negative either. Even though both of the genders do similar things, sometimes arguably literally the same shit to each other for different, again, reasons. But for some reason, we always hyper-focus on what the woman does. Whoa. What you're saying makes sense, but can this guy be a 10 to someone, especially with these views? The insane part is yes. There's just enough people. And you can find a disgusting enough person to whom Adolf Hitler is like a 10 out of 10. And from Adolf Hitler's perspective is also a 10 out of 10. But in their case, they're most likely related.
So far as 2 history sources are this guy who said something and this other guy who said something.
Just cause we're poor, yes, brother. The women's like all the rich man, I don't like the poor man. How about we create a society where there isn't necessarily any rich man? Fuck that communist shit. I want a woman right now in my basement.
There's so many fucking variables too, right? This is just classic correlation equals causation.
The increase in single motherhood is not good for children. We've known that for a long time. And psychiatric medication rates are spiking amid ongoing uncertainty. Again, I'm pretty certain that it is the breakdown of society.
That little foot, Helmath, you love putting it on the scale, man. The psychiatric medication spike, look at the date range. Weeks of the year of 2020. What could be happening during the weeks of the year of 2020?
Yeah.
Anything? Everyone was having a lot of sex, right?
China has actually increased its marriage rate for the first time in 9 years.
Oh my God, is the solution dangest communism? Is that the true solution? Was Xi Jinping right all along? Is class consciousness equals more women's to breed? What this guy is arguing for while ignoring class consciousness is to further force dating into its own class system. Sixes date sixes and stay in their lane. The guy is so cucked that even in this worldview of his, he is unable to think that he can date up.
If you want to promote marriage, start a fucking marriage promotion YouTube channel. Vote in people that you think will promote trad values. Also, just a little caveat, but that statistic about marriage rates in China is
It
actually a
doesn't
little
even have to be trad values, like pitch marriage good because of this, but also say if marriage not for you, then okay, good. Chips good, also nachos good. I can talk about how nachos really good without shit talking chips. If marriage good for me and marriage good for you, God bless marriage based. If not for you, God bless, based as well. This man go see somebody eat vanilla in park, but he eat chocolate. Proceeds to stab man with vanilla and say, I now save society from collapse because too much vanilla consume. Also, I've been in a relationship for 13 years. I don't have any interest in being legally married, but apparently I'm a degenerate for not wanting a government contract involved in my sex life. Exactly. Not for you, God bless based. For you, God bless based. Choices. And also, if I make choice, no, you have to make same choice as well. That is also called what? Say it with me, chat. When you do something in life, and then you have to make everybody else do it. Come on, chat. What is that? Insecurity. Yes, very good.
The article Homath provides is somewhat unclear about exactly when and how this marriage promotion campaign was undertaken, but elsewhere it has been noted that actual material incentives were implemented by the government, things like improved childcare systems and parental leave policies.
Yeah. But of course, this guy isn't going to promote that. He's just going to promote women sucking less dick. Like, fuck. Is the time-old correlation equals causality? Up here in the north, in the summer, ice cream sales go up and people drowning go up, so ice cream causes drowning, yes.
Also, divorces went up, which sort of goes without saying. That's just more evidence that quantity over quality is important. You know, not every marriage is perfect.
I have referred to this phenomenon of women going after guys who won't commit as being stuck on her highest setting. It's also called being an alpha widow. It's when she remembers one guy for
Being an alpha widow, chat. Are you an alpha widow, chat? I'm only a beta widow.
It's when she remembers one guy forever who no one else can ever measure up to, and she dreams of being with him even though he's not coming back. Cultivating that
Men also do this sometimes.
Alpha widow? Oh, fuck, I love you. I love you.
Ladies, are you all stuck on your highest setting?
That's just someone not being over their ex, which is just a thing people do, straight up.
Yeah, it's just, and it takes a while and then you get off. Like, being in a long-term relationship and then ending it is like getting off crack. Like, literally, it's compared to that. So, bote kurac. Like, only a person that's never been in a messy, toxic breakup can say shit like alpha widow, okay? Well, he was the toxic one. Exactly.
Being compared to former partners, of not adding up, and of potentially being left for an ex. That's fucked up. Doubly fucked up if that's happened to you, which, if you read through the comments, it seems like it's happened to, some of the people in the comments, which makes sense why that message would resonate with them. However, that's not something you overcome emotionally with Homath. No offense to Homath. You don't fix that with content. You fix that with communication in real life, ideally friends and family. If you can make it happen, a therapist would be good to unpack some of that shit. It's one thing
some beer with a bunch of friends, okay?
And if you're worried about getting cheated on, being less sexy and being obsessive and untrusting for no reason, I don't feel like that's not going to help your chances of not getting cheated on.
These are all just TikToks that I collected over time.
Yes, here we are. These TikToks say a lot about society. It's just anecdotes, It's just some
legendary. Oh my God, I didn't see the keeper, sleeper, sweeper. I'm only seeing this now. Oh, and he color-coded them. Oh, that's why some are red and some are... This person needs help.
Pulled her celebrity crush, but could not keep him because she's not at his level. and now that is her new highest setting.
Yeah, but it also happens to men.
Corollary example here, man has a first love ex who he loved very much and was the most attractive person he'd ever dated. Who's going to compare to that? Who knows? But that's a thing that happens with men. It being a celeb is a very specific thing, which that's probably a percentile of actual people, but same general concept. Someone that should not be going back out and dating, who does, and then does weird shit like that.
I made this video a while back about a guy who proposed to a girl twice, and she said no twice, but she still wanted to be with him. And he got frustrated and said, what is she waiting for? And the answer was probably another guy.
I love the chat.
Yeah, that's called being a piece of shit, being toxic, being an asshole. Woman, man, doesn't fucking matter, okay? Not knowing what you do, what you want, leading somebody on, just being a piece of shit. That's genderless, okay? It's being a piece of shit. Woman poop, men poop. Poop usually looks the same, okay? It's literally the old school woman does a thing, oh my god, old women. Man does a thing, oh, that's normal.
There's no one that looks at that and says, yes, girl, go do that shit. Doesn't matter how many likes that TikTok has. It's an echo chamber of social media that's people being insane freaks, which you can find for any time. Let's look up some shit right now. Yeah, here's a video with 2.5 million views that says, when someone shows interest in me, but I only want my ex. That's a guy not being over his ex to the point that it affects his dating. Not as heinous as leaving at the altar. That's like the fucking worst thing you could do. Me, because I'ma still go back to my ex no matter what they do. That's a guy not over his ex. It's always my favorite ex over anybody. That's another guy
Point
not over his
proven.
ex. I ain't never letting go. These videos all have a lot of views, millions. But no, alpha widows. That's the only type of thing, and it's reinforced by this evidence that I have of a TikToker. Oh yeah, I remember this. This is a chart he made for attractiveness stages. I like these, man. I think they're really fun. Keeper, sleeper, sweeper. The girls one has different stuff of ratings of Prince Charming down to situationship, down to mid to bad.
Here's another marriage one. She's planning to leave a man at the altar if her old buddy comes back.
A lot of times these things are posted sort of with pride, right?
It's just modern clickbait. You know that people are gonna lose their shit on the post that's and comment, and then it's gonna go up in the algorithm. They don't even have basic media literacy. That's the best part.
Running back to a man who hurt her before. Ha 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 ha, wee! How could the known player have played me too? I'm so shocked. Forcing herself to go out with a good guy while waiting for the toxic one.
Oh, wow. I'm learning so much here about society. Anytime someone brings up TikToks to tell you something about society, no offense, that's not a very smart point to make. I know why he's doing it though. It's because he has these TikToks built up and he needs to really hit home for the guys that are insecure, that are bought into the previous notion of society. It worked. This will work. It's clever rhetorically.
And in case you're gonna say not all women are like that, I love my guesses and feelings. May I refer you to the movie Titanic?
No fucking way. In case
May I refer you to the movie Titanic, the famous documentary, live shot, reality TV show. There's no way, man. This guy is some super edgy leftist that is, I don't know, building a list of incels so that they can arrest them. This guy is just fucking idiot. That's it. That's my deep dialectical materialist analysis. Boy is a fucking cretin, okay?
Box office smash. Do you see this blue line? That's Titanic. It beat Avatar, it beat Jurassic World. I don't know why that's there. But you see how these lines kind of die out and this one keeps going? That's how much women love the guy who is never coming back. They prefer him to the guy who proposed twice.
that is why
Oh
that
my god, this guy's vegetable, man.
movie is so popular. Every woman I know walked out of that theater saying, I want to fuck a homeless guy on a boat. I want to resent my man for the rest of my life because I fucked a guy, homeless guy on a boat. Really says a lot about society.
That is what happens when you let people do what they want instead of making them do what is right.
We're letting people do what they want, and we need to make them do what is right. Make them, as in you don't get a choice. See, I just can't get on board with that, man. Look, I don't know, man. This video tired me out. I sometimes have trouble telling when I need to
so
talk
done.
about shit or when I need to laugh at shit. And if my brain's turned off, I can't do it.
done, chat. Oh. Subscribe or Baby Yoda gets it. Subscribe or Baby Yoda gets it. Do you want Baby Yoda to live? You must subscribe.